And welcome to our live viewing of Breakfast for Our Bravest. My name is Shirley Ann Smith and I am the Executive Director of the Atlanta Fire Rescue Foundation. Normally during this time of the year, you will be with me at Flourish along with 600 other individuals celebrating our men and women of the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department and sitting with each other, having breakfast at our event venue. However, due to COVID-19, we felt it was best to prioritize our safety of both our volunteers, our participants, as well as the men and women of Atlanta Fire Rescue. So we have our new event, Breakfast for Our Bravest, where you will actually see the delivery of breakfast to Atlanta Fire Rescue Station number 1, as well as to our 36 fire stations throughout the city of Atlanta. If you're watching from home, from work, or on your ride into work, we just want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating on our Breakfast for Our Bravest, but most importantly, thank you for your daily support of the men and women of Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. To us sponsors, we owe it all to you. We would not be able to do what we do every day if it wasn't for your support. The Atlanta Fire Rescue Foundation is a nonprofit and the funding entity of the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. Our main job and priority is to be the first responders to our first responders. And it means that we provide workforce readiness, education, equipment, and supplies, but most importantly, we support any strategy that puts together our communities with our firefighters throughout the city of Atlanta. So if you want a way to get involved, please make sure to follow us on our website and find out ways to get involved directly with the firefighters that support your community. Today we're doing this station live from Fire Station number 1. We are in the Underwood Hills community where this station has actually been here since 1961. So it is absolutely an artifact of this community and the city of Atlanta. But I am especially proud of how the foundation has supported our men and women since the start of COVID-19, which is part of the reason why we're doing this live. Since COVID, we've actually provided personal protective equipment. We provided cleaning supplies to our firefighters, but most importantly, we've provided over 5,000 meals to our firefighters. If you want a special way to get to a firefighter's heart, you got to start with breakfast and you have to be able to hit them where they love. And that is actually a solid meal so that they can start off their day in the right way. I want to take you around to something that is very special and unique to this fire station so that you can see where we are. So come on and follow me. In the city of Atlanta since 1961. Now, means that they are working of the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. So come on with me so you can take a sneak peek at our fire stations. Now, we are now inside the fire station bay, where the men and women of Afrd, especially Fire Station 1, come here every morning to work and serve you, the citizens of Atlanta. Now, Chief Slaughter always says, diversity is the greatest thing that happens in the city of Atlanta, and what makes us especially proud to support this department as well as the safety of the city of Atlanta. Now, Campic Night is a program that was started in the spring of 2019 by the Fire Foundation. Campic Night is a 3-day program that takes young women to do a 3-day camp and take a look at fire stations just like this one so that they can see what it looks like to be a female in the fire stations. Now, City of Atlanta should be very proud of the fact that we represent one of the largest female populations of firefighters throughout the country. Most fire departments have 1 or 2 women, while we represent the national statistics of having 4% women in our fire department. So if you have a young woman at home that is interested in becoming a firefighter or an EMT, or is just undecided about what to do about high school or after high school, please encourage them to come on to our Campic Night program and get involved. Now there's another way to get involved, and that is our Afrd Cadet Program. Our Afrd Cadet Program is a co-ed opportunity for young men and women ages 14 to 18 in high school to start to look at what it takes to be a firefighter inside the city of Atlanta. Right now, we actually have a couple of students who are doing their EMT certifications at Atlanta Technical College with our partnership through them. In the next couple of weeks, they'll be going through all of the process of what it takes to be a firefighter and to make them successful. So we just want you to know that because of your support and Chick-fil-A as our partner, we are able to bring youth programming to the city of Atlanta. To take a look at what that looks like, please watch this video about our Afrd Cadet Program.
The program has really helped me a lot. It's showed me how things work around the fire station. I've been able to meet plenty of firefighters, learn how they do their job. Makes me feel part of something special, something that's actually for a good cause. My name is Bryce Dixon. I go to South Gwinnett High School. I'm 18 years old, and I hope to pursue my career as a firefighter. I've actually learned how to put out fires in different situations and learn how to interact with different people when they're scared. I feel positive. I'm just ready to get to meet all these different people and help them to do their job. It just makes me appreciate the opportunity that was given to me, so I'm grateful for that.
This station was actually the first station to integrate. Fast forward 40 years, 50 years, we're here with the Cadet Program helping young adults come into the fire service.
It's an absolutely awesome program. The potential to create more fire rescue staff, more EMT staff, more fire investigators was very appealing to us. Typically, Chick-fil-A enjoys coming alongside organizations that are already doing great work. And we absolutely saw the Fire Rescue Foundation as one of those organizations. The programs that they're offering and careers that the youth are being exposed to are absolutely needed in Atlanta.
We're giving them the career skills, but we're also exposing them to the other factors that are necessary.
There's leadership, there's timeliness, professionalism. I see them learning about customer service skills. There's also mentoring relationships. They have an opportunity to see individuals that look like themselves in leadership roles. There are so many positive aspects to the program in addition to the potential career opportunities that they have. I think it's going to change the trajectory of lives, perhaps generations in some cases. It also has the ability to impact nationally. This is something that can be replicated in every city.
Most importantly, we wanted them to have the aspect of community engagement. And so a lot of what we've done through this program is invest in them to have the opportunity to actually serve the community that they're in and give back to the Vine City community, which is so important to the rich culture and diversity of the city of Atlanta. just got to see what our AFRD cadet program looks like. Again, if you have any young man or woman who is interested in pursuing a career in the fire service, please make sure to mention to them the AFRD cadet program. We are always actively including men and women in our program to make sure that they are prepared to be successful in a career with the fire service. Now, alongside with me, I have First Deputy Chief Byron Kennedy. Now, Chief Slaughter could not be with us personally this morning as he is getting ready to meet with the mayor's office. Now, we have First Deputy Chief Byron Kennedy. Chief Kennedy, can you tell us a little bit about why is it so important to have young men and women involved so early for the career in the fire service?
Yeah, believe it or not, many kids who come up through the ages, through high school, through elementary school and middle school, they wonder, what are they going to do? What am I going to be when I grow up? And being a firefighter obviously is an awesome opportunity, but many people just don't know that they have that ability to be a firefighter. And by exposing them early, they have an opportunity to think about what they want to do, how they're going to do it, where they're going to do it, and what all of the other options are to being within the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department.
So I just want to mention this, you know, I get an opportunity to be at all 36 of our fire stations, and the men and women of this department, it was what makes this department so great. But we need more young people to get involved. So now with everything that's going on around our country, if they're looking for an opportunity to just figure out what they want to do, the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department offers so many opportunities to get involved. You can either be a firefighter, you can be an arson investigator, you can be an inspector, you can be in budget and fiscal administrative operations. There are great options to being involved in a career with the fire service. And the Fire Foundation is proud to offer an opportunity where we can get our kids involved and we can get them in programs that is going to change their life. Now, Chief, what do you think has been the greatest thing for you in your career?
Well, believe it or not, besides talking through this mess, there's a huge opportunity for me to say that there's a lot of things that have been a challenge for not only myself, but for all of us. But I can tell you, our staffing is important for us. It's important for our safety. So for us, right now, is how can we overcome this staffing challenge? How can we continue to bring new members who are excited about being firefighters, who are excited about our programs that we're involved in? That's our biggest challenge right now. And I will say that personally, on a day-to-day basis, that's my goal, to see if we can get other individuals into the organization and move forward from that point.
That's perfect. Now, I want to mention this just because I would say there is no cooler job than being in a job where you get to ride one of these vehicles that are behind us. I mean, to just see someone behind the fire truck, seeing them whistling past you on a scene, it's just one of the neatest things that you could see. Now, a little bit about firefighters. Firefighters respond to over 100,000 incident calls a year. They're not just fighting fire. They're also providing emergency services to the medical incident calls that happen throughout the city. More than likely, if a citizen in the city of Atlanta calls 911, there is a 99% chance that a firefighter will be the first on scene. So when you call them, they will be there for you. So that is why it is so important for the Fire Foundation to be there for them, because they're here for us each and every day. Now, it is our job to be there for them, but we need more people just like you. So again, if you want a way to get involved this year, if you want a way to make a difference, please make sure to check out the Fire Foundation's website and get involved. Now, Chief, in a little bit, we're going to show Chief Slaughter's A Day in the Life of a Fire Chief.
All right.
And it looks like a lot. What do you think about that? Is it a lot to do as the role of the fire chief?
Well, believe it or not, I can't even imagine what the role of the fire chief is. I know how busy I am, and I know he's about 150 times busier than I am. One of the things that has changed more recently, as we talk about the COVID-19 circumstances, before he was going to a meeting here, there, and then he'd send me to a meeting here, there. The deputies would step in. So it was a big group effort to make all of these meetings at a high level absolutely take place. Now the fire chief is taking a lot of meetings, as all of us are, taking a lot of meetings virtually now, but it still does not take away from those gazillion emails that we get every single day, and people are depending on us to respond to those emails. So the fire chief is doing an awesome job. He's wide open, 100 miles an hour every day.
So that's perfect. So for you to see what it takes to be a fire chief, please tune in to A Day in the Life of the Fire Chief with Fire Chief of the City of Atlanta, Randall B. Slaughter.
My day started at 5 a.m., as it always does, and I get up and go for a run. I got 3 miles in, got dressed, and headed to headquarters. Morning, Louis. I am the 21st fire chief in the history of the city of Atlanta. I absolutely love this city. Have a good day, Lou. I love what it was back then when I got here 45 years ago. I love what it is today. Hey, man, how you doing? I get my miles in the morning. I come in, and the first thing I do every morning, I read a piece of scripture. I read Psalms 38 this morning, and I always pray for my firefighters. I check my emails, I return phone calls, I go into Oracle and approve certain administrative matters that need to be signed by me, pay increases, transfers, things of that nature. From that point, I went to participate in a food and mass distribution drive at Jackson Memorial Church. Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right, I'll give you some masks there to keep you safe.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great day, okay? That's the 11th food drive we've had in 5 months. We've distributed over 100,000 masks to the community in order to support the mayor's mask mandate.
Oh, good.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, guys. Appreciate y'all being here, man.
No problem. I'm glad to be
Thank
here.
y'all for being here. So we gave out food, we distributed masks to families throughout the community. The COVID environment has created a challenge for us in a lot of ways as it relates to being able to meet and things like that. But one benefit is you're able to take virtual meetings from anywhere. So I was able to join this monthly meeting at the site of the food drive.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you for coming in. I know you said you were going to be out there at that site, so I really appreciate you stepping away for a minute to join us.
My pleasure. From there, I left and I had lunch with my mentee, Cornelius Robinson. He's the fire chief of the city of Fairburn. Next, I'm going to go to fire station number 1, and I'm going to talk to the crew, and then I'll open up the floor. Any questions that they may have for me, we'll answer those questions real time.
We got you squared.
What's up, man? You all right? Good to see you, man. One of the beautiful things about being a fire chief that served in every division of labor at every rank is you understand the job that you're asking other people to do. And I can't tell you how many times now I have 2-year firefighters telling me how to be the fire chief. And I just kind of laugh. I say, well, you might want to learn how to crank the engine first, you know? I don't want you all to ever doubt whether I loved you all. Did I love and care about each and one of you all? I don't want you all to doubt that. As fire chiefs, relationships are critical. I have never seen such support for the department as what we've seen with the Atlanta Fire Rescue Foundation under the leadership of Miss Shirley Ann Smith. My youngest son joined Afrd in 17, and now he's back in the graduate program thanks to the foundation and the tuition assistance program. He's been able to buy a house and he's back in school. So I could not be more proud. They're always volunteering their time as well as resources to support our firefighters. When I was growing up as a kid, I used to see fire trucks going up and down the road. Never did I think I would one day be the chief. A lot of times I go in communities and some of the young kids will tell me that they've never met a black fire chief before. So it means a lot to me that I'm able to physically embody hope in these young minds that say, okay, if this guy can do it, then I absolutely can do it. In fire administration, when we stop taking care of the people who are taking care of the citizens, we need to pack up our stuff and go to the house because we got this thing confused. It's not about us, it's about y'all. And it's not about y'all, it's about these citizens. The people of Atlanta should know that as their fire chief and as a native son of this city, I deeply love and care about them, and that there's not one day that I put this uniform on that I am not giving them 200%. I gave it my best, I gave it my all, and I cared about my firefighters. That's what I want my legacy to be.
Fire Rescue Foundation, I want to actually extend a personal thank you for his service to Fire Chief Randall Slaughter. Chief Slaughter has served this city for over 30 years, and we are so proud of the job that he has done to serve each and every citizen throughout the city of Atlanta, but most importantly, to serve each and every individual that either lives, works, plays, or worships inside the city of Atlanta. Now, Chief Kennedy, we are still with you. We saw in the video that Fire Chief was actually going around delivering food because it is an essential service, and we are still part of our community. He was handling virtual meetings on his phone. He was actually doing personnel meetings virtually. Would this have been any different prior to COVID-19?
It would have been considerably different. Everything, of course, prior to COVID-19, we were doing as much of it as we could in person because we believe it's important. If you're having a meeting with an individual, it's better if you're in person. However, we have truly adopted, as I can mention this, prior to COVID-19, in an effort for us to increase our communications throughout the department, Chief Slaughter charged us with developing a system that we could actually have our staff meeting, our executive and senior staff meetings virtually, so all persons throughout the entire department can actually view what's going on in those staff meetings. It's not a secret at all, but that was a huge step for us. So as we changed over into the virtual world, it wasn't a huge task for us because we had already transitioned into that prior to COVID-19.
So now the one special thing that I want to mention is that their service to the citizens of Atlanta has not changed. With or without COVID-19, they are still there on the ground responding to each incident call. So just make sure that you know in your heart that our firefighters are still there. And again, the job of the Fire Foundation is to be there for them. Now I am going to quickly walk over to our volunteers and to our food. We want to give a special thank you to Chick-fil-A, who delivered food this morning. And as you can see, we are delivering Chick-fil-A biscuits as well as fruit and some drinks to every single one of our firefighters who is on shift working this morning. So if you are a firefighter watching this from your fire station, just know that we have some hot food coming your way very soon. We have 7 volunteers here with us, picking up the food from Station 1 and then actually driving the food to each one of our battalions to make sure that while we cannot be in person, that we still prioritize breakfast for our bravest. So thank you again to our sponsors who have made this possible, but most importantly to Chick-fil-A for partnering with us this year and making sure that our firefighters get a meal for this morning. Now, I'm actually going to walk you to the back of the station where I'll get to show you a little bit about what the Fire Foundation does with some of the funds that it receives. And what you'll get to see is how important it is to be able to fund special initiatives like equipment and supplies that can make the difference for our firefighters. We believe in the health and safety of our firefighters each and every day. So when you participate in our Adopt a Station program, you get to make a real difference in the life of our firefighters, but also in what our fire stations look like. So this is actually a normal washer and dryer, but it's a commercial washer and dryer. So when our firefighters go out on fire calls, they have to have a way to remove all of the carcinogens from that fire so that they can remain safe. Firefighters actually have one of the largest percentages of cancer amongst our population. But the way to combat that and the way to keep them safe is to make sure that we provide them with the equipment they need to remain safe and healthy. Now, through the Adopt a Station program and with Buckhead Rotary, we've been able to actually install 2 of these sets in 2 of our Buckhead fire stations, and you should be able to see that very, very soon. Now we have 2 more sets coming after that, with our focus of actually being able to provide a washer and dryer set to each one of our battalions throughout the city of Atlanta. Now I want to show you a quick sneak peek at what this truck over here looks like. Now, this is actually a truck that belongs to the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. But the Fire Foundation actually just got a very similar truck on behalf of the Adder Hall Family Foundation, and we are so thankful to them, because with one of these trucks we will be able to provide immediate support as well as food to our firefighters throughout the city of Atlanta. So we're going to continue to walk over where we will interview our board chair and the leader of our organization, Addison Meriwether. Now, Addison has been the board chair for a little bit over 2 years, where he has led our entire board and also every effort from behalf of the foundation. So if I could have Addison join us, we will be able to talk to him about the Fire Foundation and every effort. So give me 1 second while he walks over.
Good morning.
So good morning again. So we have Addison Meriwether again, the chairman of the board for the Atlanta Fire Rescue Foundation. So Addison, tell me a little bit about why did you get involved?
Well, fire service has always been a passion in our family. My dad was a member of the Metropolitan Fire Association when I was young, so I grew up around it. Always admired first responders, particularly firefighters, and been grateful for the service and all that they do. But a few years ago, I was introduced through my Leadership Atlanta classmates to Jacques Murphy, who was the board chair at the time, and working to reestablish a foundation. And Jacques invited me to be a part of the team, and been here ever since, and enjoyed all that Jacques has done and what you've done for the organization. So thank you, Shirley Ann.
So we thank Addison for his service. Now, Addison, tell us a little bit about what do you find has been the proudest moment on behalf of the Atlanta Fire Rescue Foundation?
Well, there are a lot to speak of, and this morning we've covered a lot of the things the foundation has done, a lot of the initiatives. You know, serving the firefighters during COVID and bringing food to this station and many others has been some of the greatest moments. But launching the Cadet Program was by far, I think, the most impactful initiative, impactful thing we've done in the organization, because it's not just to the fire service, but to the community and to the children in the community. So I can't really highlight that one alone along with everything else, but to me that one's what sticks out.
So Addison, normally we would be in person celebrating breakfast with our Bravest. This year we're having it to do a little bit different and doing breakfast for our Bravest. Tell me a little bit about why do you think this event, doing breakfast for them, is so important?
Well, you know, there's always consistency. You know, we've always pledged to serve these members as they serve us every day. So it's the least of what we could do. You know, we're going to be back in person next year, actually on National Firefighter Day. So we're excited about that. But, you know, I think it's just, as I just said, it's serving the people who serve us every day. It's the least we can do. As we've touched about this morning, a meal goes a long way for these members. And so we just want to be able to do this in a way that the whole community can see it and show what they do and what we do, and as together we can make a difference.
So again, breakfast with our Bravest is not going away. We will be celebrating breakfast with our Bravest on May 4th, 2021 at our new venue location, the Georgia Aquarium. So if you haven't signed up or if you haven't sponsored just yet, make sure that you go to our website to find our sponsorship package or to find out how to purchase your ticket for May 4th, 2021. The special significance about May 4th is, as Addison stated, it is International Firefighter Appreciation Day. We do everything with a purpose, and our hope is to be able to actually give them recognition once more, to highlight them, but to provide them also with their recognition for their past incident calls. So normally at our breakfast with our Bravest, we would award Medal of Valor, Medal of Honor, Firefighter of the Year, Professional Leadership Award, where it is an opportunity for us as the community to celebrate them for the job well done. Again, responding to 100,000 calls a year is no easy task, but they make it look easy each and every day. Now, Addison, what do you hope for us to see in the next Breakfast with Our Bravest? We always see great acts of valor, we see life-saving techniques, but what do you think we'll see in the next year?
You know, I think what the city has gone through for the last few months is remarkable, and I think there are a lot of good stories to tell, and we will show off the firefighters and all that they went through for the last few months. So I think there's stories we know about, but to be able to put them on stage and celebrate them, you know, it is unfortunate that we have to celebrate in the context of emergencies or responses where people may be endangered or lose their property, but it's important that we recognize that. And I think right now where we are, bringing the community together and celebrating those types of services is going to be exciting. And I think moving to a new venue, we're going to be, we always hit capacity to the point where we have to, the fire marshal may threaten to shut us down, but we have the fire marshal in the room when we're there. But we always hit capacity, and we'll continue to do that. And this venue, I think, will have a sellout crowd again.
So every year we have over 600 people join us. Please make sure that you don't miss out next year, because I promise you, you might just regret it later on. But I want to bring on our Public Information Officer, Cortez Stafford. Well, actually, give me just 1 second. Addison, if you could join our team backstage. We're going to make sure to mic him up so that we can continue our conversation with him. But again, we just want to make it for you viewing us at home how important and how much we appreciate your support. The Fire Foundation would not be who it is today if it wasn't for all of the individuals, the small businesses, as well as our large corporations and foundations who support us on an annual basis. We were able to respond immediately with COVID-19 with gloves, surgical gowns, N95 masks, surgical masks, only because we had partners like Bank of America and the Community Foundation of Greater Atlanta giving us support so that we can respond in real time to the needs of our firefighters. Now, Addison talked a little bit about our meals. Our meals are just more than food. Our meals mean that we get to ensure our firefighters' safety. When they get to stay in a station and don't have to go out to purchase their meals, it means that they are remaining safe so that they can be there for you. Now, I'm going to bring Sergeant Stafford up a little bit, who you will see him on camera and on TV on every incident. Now, Sergeant Stafford, tell us a little bit about what do you feel has been so different this year?
I had a feeling you were going to put me on the spot. So what's been different about this year as it relates to the Fire Foundation, as it relates to...
What's different for firefighters?
Firefighters this year is a little bit different because we are used to serving the public in our full capacity. So we are still going to respond to calls. Every call that we go on, we're going to be there, whether it's COVID related or not. That's our duty, and that's what we're here for. But we've had to take some necessary precautions to make sure we're keeping the public safe, which is most important, and also ourselves safe, because we have to remember that our firefighters have to go back home to themselves as well. So when we do respond to calls during this COVID area, we have to make sure that we have on gloves, obviously a mask when we're out in the public, whether we're on a call or not. So it's very important that when we do respond to certain calls, medical calls, which is like 80% of our calls, that we're protecting ourselves and the public, and we ask the public to assist us in that.
Yeah, so this year with COVID, we've had firefighters too who've had their kids stay at home, who's also had partners or spouses who are also first responders. What do you think that means to our firefighters to have that pressure on top of what they do every day?
Well, I believe that our firefighters understood and understand the work that they signed up for. No one was forced to be here. Everyone here is here because they went through the process and they're dedicated to their jobs and their positions. We've had a lot of different things happen this year, whether it relates to trees down, fires in a lot of different areas, and really just the overall, it's been a tough 2020, let's just admit it. But I think that when we balance it out and these guys show up to work every day and they're ready to serve, and I think that's the most important thing. And speaking of showing up to work every day, if you don't mind, we're here at Station 1 and we haven't acknowledged the crew that serves this Castleberry Hill
community. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just bring up our crew, because this is my crew, and we're definitely proud of these guys and these, ladies and gentlemen, and we're proud of the people that they serve, and this community is as well. So I wouldn't mind having Station 1 come on up, if you don't mind. Don't let them be shy. Let's go. So I know they sometimes don't want to be here and be on camera rather, but I'm telling you, this is a great group of firefighters, and I definitely want to say that I'm proud to work with them, and the Castleberry Hill community should be definitely proud that this station, all shifts, A, B, and C shift, work hard, they're dedicated. When the alarm goes off, they're out the door. And I just want to thank them for that, and I think the public should thank them for that as well.
So a really quick round of applause.
Sure.
So again, they are from the Castleberry Hill community. We are very, very proud of them, but we're also very proud of all of our firefighters throughout the city of Atlanta. And again, Castleberry Hill is actually one of those communities who has actually very proudly adopted their fire station. So we've had some support in here with some meals that have come throughout the couple of months that we've had COVID-19, but they also show up on site anytime that we need anything. Now, Cortez, let's talk a little bit about the Buckhead fire that happened 2 months ago or so. The Fire Foundation was there to help. We provided drinks, we provided meals. What does that mean for you all on the scene?
Well, that's interesting, because I was at that fire, and it was a very serious situation. It was a very serious situation for the public and also for our firefighters. It went to 3 alarms, and it was a major incident that went all night. So I can tell you that when we have firefighters who go in the building, those first arriving units, and they come out and need rehab, it was definitely good for those firefighters to see some type of relief there. And the Fire Foundation stepped up, and it had people from the Fire Foundation who volunteered, who stopped what they were doing to come out to that fire. And also Sandy Springs Fire, we have to thank them as well, because they had volunteers. But the Fire Foundation had volunteers who were on call and were ready to come and serve our firefighters who were there working to save property and life.
So if you follow us on social media, you will see that we recently had a van donated to the Fire Foundation for the purpose of being able to respond to our firefighters. We're also going to continue our meals. We're going to continue our delivery of personal protective equipment, but most importantly, we're going to continue our service to them. Now, Cortez, if we were to ask people why should they get involved with the Fire Foundation, what do you think your answer would be?
I think the best answer for me is because the Fire Foundation supports the firefighters that support this Atlanta community. And if you care anything about the first responders and the firefighters that protect this great city and the dedication and passion that they have for this city, it's important that you give back, and it's important that you show your appreciation for our firefighters.
So, with the Adopt a Station program, with the Cadet Program, with Campic Night, if there is a Citizens Fire Academy or a Community Emergency Response Team training, there are plenty of ways to get involved with the Fire Foundation, and there are plenty of ways to personally support the firefighters who are in your neighborhood. So if you have not gotten the opportunity to know us personally, make sure to go to our website at www.atlfrf.org or to reach out to me personally. Again, I am Shirley Ann Smith, and I am the Executive Director of the Atlanta Fire Rescue Foundation. But before we sign off, I just want to say thank you for all of your support. I want to say thank you for continuing to have faith in us, that we are going to deliver on our mission of being there for the ones who are there for us. We are absolutely grateful. Now, before we sign off, I want to shoot over to Atlanta Fire Rescue Station number 10, who apparently has received their food. Now, if you will allow us a couple of seconds, we want to make sure that we tune in to them. Or actually, it appears that we're going to switch to Fire Station or Battalion number 2. Battalion 2, how do you feel about your meal? Can you show us? Hey, Chief.
Hey, good morning.
We really appreciate everything. Everything you guys have done throughout the year. I know I have been on a couple of those big fires where you guys have come out and brought water and snacks and everything. So we really appreciate everything. On behalf of Battalion 2, thank you. We really appreciate it.
So, Chief, thank you for reporting back from Battalion number 2. And again, before we sign off, to all of our supporters, to everyone that signed in, to all of our fire stations, thank you for all of your support. But before I sign off, I want to give a special thanks to all of our sponsors: Arthur Blank Foundation, the Coca-Cola Company, Intercontinental Exchange, the Atlanta Police Foundation, Waldorf University, AT&T, Wells Fargo, Ken Nugent, Waffle House, Rhodey, Ed Boyle's Honda, Lenox Square Mall, Inspire Brands, Georgia Power, United Distributors, Inc., as well as Cushman & Wakefield, T. Dallas Smith, Atlanta Property Group, Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau, Columbia Southern University, and last but not least, Goodwill of North Georgia. Please make sure that you join us on May 4th, 2021, and we will see you there. Signing off now from Shirley Ann Smith.